Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel again. So today I am going to talk about something very serious, which no one's ever take this seriously. So I'm gonna bring this up. As you know, learning is my favorite things to do. And I love to read a lot of books. I always have books beside my table because I love to have them beside my table so I can just work peacefully. Books are always like the thing that I have to have beside my table. So as you probably know, I am self-taught. I love to learn. And then there is last time I heard from someone actually telling me, "Hey Sherry, I'm too old to learn this. Like I'm just too late. I'm just too late to learn this particular topic, which I'm not gonna mention." And then it kind of broke my heart because age, why is it so late for you to start learning something, to have education something? So today I'm just gonna bring it up and I'm gonna share with you my tips of being able to self-teaching yourself, being able to how to learn topics yourself. Eventually just have the confidence to learn at this age as an adult, not a teenagers anymore, but we still have the right to learn, right? Anyway, if you like this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, and if you have any question, don't forget to just comment down below and I will answer. Let's go. So number one, remember consistency is way better than learning 10 hours straight. What I means is that having a scheduled time in a week, for example, you can take, for me, I would take my Saturday night off from working, from partying, from having fun, and just focus on building the project that I wanted to build. For example, the open CV thing that I mentioned on my Instagram. Don't forget to follow my Instagram if you haven't. So instead of just telling yourself like, "Oh, I'll learn this when I have time," just tell yourself and give yourself 3 to 5 hours a week, every week, doing the same thing, having the same schedule, at the same time, learning something at that particular time. For example, you can say like, "Oh, I'm gonna learn guitar 30 minutes every morning." Just 30 minutes every morning before you go to work, or 30 minutes before breakfast, anything. Or you wanted to learn about coding, an hour before sleep, every day, every time. Never give up. Never ever give up. Consistency is the key to be able to successfully learn a topic. Or maybe just 1 hour. Small efforts can lead to a big one by the end of the week. By the end, and also by the end of the year. 1 hour a day in 365 days equals to 365 hours spent learning that particular topic, and just 1 hour a day consistent. So consistency is better than trying to study like 10 hours in a day. And now comes to the real problem that everyone has been doing. Learning is learning, but the most important thing is, are you able to put it into real life? For example, you're learning French. You're not just going to learn the grammar, you're not just going to learn about the theory, but are you able to speak that in real life? And then another problem would be, so you're learning coding, and then all you have done was just like learning from YouTube and learning from online, and then never ever try to solve any problem, any real life problem or algorithms or doing any projects. And then that's not called learning. That's just like basically wasting your time. So you need to apply the knowledge that you have learned into real life, no matter what it is. Even though it's cooking, for example, you're cooking, you're studying, you're learning it from YouTube, you're watching it from YouTube, you're reading it from a recipe, but then you never cook. So how are you gonna learn? How would you know that you have really know how to cook that? Also, you want to learn marketing. Don't just learn. Don't just study. Don't just read. Apply it into real life. Don't just wait. Don't just read a lot of things and never apply into real life, because that's just a waste of time. You want to turn your knowledge into wealth, into something that you can turn into wealth. So don't just, unless you are just basically interested in learning, then that's fine. But for me, I want to have like a much more efficient and effective ways of learning things, which is to really build something to the society from my knowledge. So I would suggest you to do something in real life after you have learning on that particular topic. Right. And now, the third point. You study something, and then all of a sudden you encounter some problem. You don't know what to do. For example, you're back to the example again. You're learning French, and then all of a sudden you're practicing your communications, grammar, and stuff, and all of a sudden you just forget what to say. So that's what we call the gap moment. How would you handle the gap moment? There are two situations most people would do. First, they give up. Second, they continue, or they don't give up, but they just leave it there. That's what most people are doing. That's called give up eventually. So, how would you handle the gap moment? The moment that you realize you don't know how to solve that. Would you give up or would you continue? And if you're going to continue, how would you continue that? First, understand that you don't know that, embrace it, and then think about how you're going to solve it first. Are you going to search on Reddit? Are you going to search online? Are you going to look at the answer? The most easiest way to solve that would be just break that problem down into smaller chunks. For example, you're learning French, and then what's the problem? And then from the problem, just break it down into smaller chunks. Is it because of the grammar? Is it because of the words? What's the main cause of me not being able to say that? Ask yourself more questions. Ask yourself, why am I not being able to answer that problem? What's the reason? And then another tips that I have learned is that I have learned from my self-teaching programming is that I will always try to teach beginners or maybe to someone. It's like that's why I keep doing content on Instagram. That's a way for me to explain the topics to beginners, to the audience. So it's like a way for me to absorb the knowledge myself. By teaching someone the topic, it's gonna speed you up 10 times faster to learn something. So yeah, you can try it out. These are very, very effective tips that I have learned. And then also celebrate small wins. That's the reason I asked you 30 minutes of study a day, 1 hour of study a day. And then by the end of that study, reward yourself something. You're learning French. Again, back to the example again. After you have learned that particular topic in French, maybe you learn how to communicate in terms of like ordering from a restaurant. Now you've learned that by the end of the lessons, maybe you can try it out with some people and just communicate to see if you really got the skill, which I think you've pretty sure you got the skill to show it off. And then once you're able to communicate that, oh my god, that's like the best feeling ever, right? Also, maybe coding, AI. You're learning about how to build an AI agent. Now, you spend 2 hours on that, and by the end of that lessons, I'm pretty sure you've got a lot of knowledge. Share it somewhere and let people read that and congratulate you. Share it somewhere. Or maybe the project you have built, push it on GitHub, share it with someone, show it off. Small wins matters. Your brain needs that. So don't try to be so humble. In the end, your mental and your brain needs the rewards, constant rewards to push you up more, to reward yourself more so you have more confidence and then more passions in continuously learning the topic that you are going to learn. Show off, show your brain to the world how smart you are. No, I know you're smart. And lastly, have a system for yourself. So what I talked about just now, the first, you have a schedule. The second, solve problems. And the third, embrace the gap. And the fourth, show off. Show off to people about your result, what you have learned during the day, practice with people. And finally, repeat the process again, all over again, every day, every week. If you consistently doing this for a week or a month, it's going to be a habit for you. So again, building habit is the most difficult part. That's why staying consistently, having discipline is very important if you wanted to successfully teach yourself some topic. And the good news is this works for every single topic that you're trying to learn. It works. You're trying to learn about finance, you're trying to learn piano, even amazing. It's going to work with the system that I just taught you. So let me repeat the system again. You schedule first, learn 30 minutes a day. And then you apply the skills that you have learned. Code a script, learn to cook something, speak the language, and then you identify there's a gap, the things that you don't know. So embrace it, do some research, solve it, don't escape. And then show it to your friend. Show what you've learned to your friend. Show off your brain to people. And then lastly, repeat the process again. Over the weeks, over the months, I'm an expert. That's it. In the end, You don't need a lot of courses. You don't need to find a lot of resources to learn new things. All you need is just a system, to have a system that works for you. Follow the system that I just share with you. Repeat that, staying consistent. Okay, so it's not just the system, also the discipline. Not just motivation, but discipline is very important. So the system, the discipline, your passions. So what are you learning in 2026? Let me know in the comment sections. I would love to know what you're learning, what you're passionate about. Just share with me down below in the comment sections and I'll read it. I'll reply to you. And then if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and I will see you in the next video again. Take care. Happy learning.